Welcome back, guys. My name's Imran Majid, and I'm here to commentate on the second semi-final of the Dynamic Euro Tour in Portugal, Albufeira. And nice match coming up with Nick Vandenberg and Mark Gray, and they're just about to lag. And if you weren't with us for the first semi-final, it was David Alcade, a victor over Ralph Sakay, with a score of 9-6. So David's in his final, informed player, just won the World Pool Masters. Nick Vandenberg's been here, done it before, also has Mark Gray. But I must say Nick's shown a little bit of dip in form over the last year or so, but has obviously done well in this tournament and looks like he's playing well again. Has been here for over 2 weeks playing the European Championships, which was held just before this Euro Tour event. So he's been here for a couple of weeks playing all kinds of different pool games: straight pool, 8-ball, 9-ball, 10-ball, team event. So ball down on the break, but not an easy shot on the one. Has safety options. Can thin snick on the one and use the 3, 6, 7 as balls to block, or he can go that way down table, which is probably even more effective. Unlucky to have tied the 2 and 9 up. So not an easy escape here for Mark. Mark won his last semi-final match versus Germany young gun Joshua Filler, score of 9-8. Looked like he was going to be out, then glaring mistakes by Joshua in the end. Both made quite a few mistakes towards the end. Mark eventually won. I wouldn't say it was the most prettiest of matches, quite a few mistakes, but I'm sure Mark will take it. A win is a win. You can't always win pretty in this game. Sometimes you have to win ugly, but as long as you get that win, and well, I'm not sure what he played there, but I think he played to dislodge the 2-9 and totally mishit it. So leaves a nice opening rack for Mark. can play the 3 ball in the side after the 2, and the 4 balls goes in the corner. 6, 7, 8, 9. It's nicely played. So it looks like Mark's going to take this first rack. Looks to be hitting the ball with some authority. Looks very confident. And Nick doesn't look so confident at the moment. I mean, it's tough if you haven't been in winning ways. You're not kind of used to winning, and to get back into that groove seems like an uphill task. You just got to fight through it and try your best, and that's what Nick's doing. Obviously he's had some good results en route to this semi-final. So, scratch on the break from Mark. Pretty easy table for Nick. Just has to control his cue ball. Should be 1-1. So Nick ties up the match due to a scratch on the break from Mark. Levels the match 1 apiece. So, nick to break. Nicely controlled break, controlled the cue ball, and controlled the one ball as well. Looks like to be a little bit of a problem in the 5 and 7 clustered together, but I think the 5 may go past the pocket where the 2 ball is. And the 3 needs a pocket as well. The 6 is blocking it, so he has to play it into the opposite pocket from where the 6 ball is. Looks like to have overhit this a little bit, but not bad. Actually, it's worked out quite well because he has a natural angle just to stun down for the 5 ball in this bottom right hand corner pocket. It's okay, can just roll this in. I don't think the scratch is on in the side pocket, so just make sure of the ball and he should be fine. If anything, he will slightly clip the 7. There you go. He needs to negotiate a good positional shot here to get the 7. Probably 2 rails round the back of the 8. Overcooked it a little bit. That's still okay. Taking his time, rightly so, because wants to make sure of this. Okay, so he's landed a little bit awkward, has the 8 ball in the side pocket, but won't have great position on the 9. Oh, he played that well. Nice little stroke there. So, Nick takes the lead. 2-1. Marked break, see if he can level the match with a nice break and run here. That's what the doctor orders. So, nice safety shot by Mark. Gives him the upper hand in this rack. I think there might be a little window between the 7 and the 8 for Nick to hit the 1. And he's looking to see if he can carom the 2 into the side pocket. And he does so nicely. A little bit unlucky for Mark not to get the snooker there and leave that gap. So, good chance for Nick to take this to 3-1 lead. You see some top 9-ball players never hit the ball into the heart of the pocket. They try and cheat the pocket to get perfect position. It's not about potting the ball in this game. Pots are usually quite easy. It's about controlling that cue ball. And if you can have that cue ball where you want it, the game becomes so much easier. So he takes a 3-1 lead to Nick. Oh, 9-ball nearly went in there. This looks like to be a dry break. Yeah, dry break from Nick. Bad error. Bad miss by Mark there. I don't know how to explain that. He obviously took his eye off the ball. Had to play it slowly with some drag to kill the cue ball to hold for the 3. And obviously took his eye off the ball. That's all I can understand. But quite uncharacteristic uncharacteristicness there. Has he got there? I believe he has. Okay, he's slightly overdone this. Didn't play it into that pocket. Played it into the pocket where he's standing now. Use the whole pocket there again. It's a pretty straightforward 9. So, as the story unfolds, Nick Vandenberg has grafted his way into a 4-1 lead. Must say, a couple of careless mistakes, I would say, by Mark. And a dry one. Both players coming up with dry breaks. I must say that was a little bit unlucky. Played a safety shot, but it kisses off the 3 ball and goes in the pocket. So, chance for Mark. Doesn't want to be straight. Okay, so you can pop the 4 and cannon the 6 to stay on the 5 into the side or top pocket. probably the top pocket. Really cute angle into the side. Played it well. Reduces the margin to 4-2. Nick to break. I think they've both got to start hitting the brake a little bit harder because coming up with some dry ones. Another dry break. Unfortunately, it doesn't leave shot for Mark. Is looking at a jump shot, and he's going airborne. Pretty simple jump shot. Just needs to try to control his cue ball. Doesn't want to hit this too hard. Just wants to pop it and straight up and down the table. If he gets any bottom on this ball, he's going to career into the 6 and won't have a shot on the 2. Yeah, I mean, that was the problem. He had to play it with top spin, really, and because the 2 ball only went from the other side of the table. Anyhow he comes on this side of the table, he's going to be snookered, so not sure if he can. And he's nearly made the 9 ball there. I mean, sometimes if you are in a situation where you cannot control a kick shot, they say in England, if in doubt, give it a clout. So hit it as hard as you can and hope to get lucky, and it nearly paid off there. Nearly made the 9 ball. Now the American saying for that is, it pays to hit 'em. In other words, if you hit 'em good and hard, it usually pays. So a pretty decent lay of the land. Needs to keep himself in check. Just needs a good positional shot from 5 to 7. The 8 ball goes into the pocket where the 9 is, so should be okay there. Doesn't want to be straight. Nice position. Well, maybe it didn't go past the 9 ball, or it was very tight and has played a very good shot considering. So 5-2 to Nick, as it stands. I think Mark totally mishit that break, didn't quite cut him and hit the one full on the nose. And looks to have left a pretty makeable 1-9 combination. Yeah, that was very unlucky. I mean, to hit all those balls at that speed and distance and to leave a combination like that, I mean, Nick was blessed by the pool gods and Mark was cursed by the pool gods. There we see the Kaiser just lost a semi-final against David Arcady. Actually won the last European Tour event and made the semi-final here. So he has a first and a third. So he firmly cements his position at the top of the Moscone Cup rankings at the moment as it goes. It's a lot of players' goals to be in the world famous and prestigious event, the Moscone Cup. And that's what players play all these tournaments for, to try and get points for the Moscone. And obviously it's the biggest stage in the world of pool. A lot of excitement, a cauldron of pressure. And it is a lot of pressure, I can tell you. I did play in it, had the pleasure of playing for Team Europe, and it's different pressure, as we all know. You're not playing for yourself, you're playing for your continent. So Mark looks to have lost the plot a little bit. This is no good. I mean, he's got a shot, but he's underhit that by at least a foot. Could have been 2 or 3 foot further down the table and still had a shot. So in that situation, it was better to overdo it than underdo it. Needs to pull out a good one. He'll probably get it, but he shouldn't have been in this position. So he can just play this 2 rails, natural stroke, come behind the 5 and play it into the side, which he's negotiated very well. Nice recovery. So, one good pot on the 5 ball and should extend his lead to 7-2. Yep, 7-2 now. Gotta say, Mark hasn't played his best set of the tournament. Earlier on, I mean yesterday, he was absolutely flying. Won matches 9-1 and 9-0 against 2 Swedish guys. And when that happens, the pool gods punish you. When you don't take your chances, you always get punished. That's what I've noticed. And Mark's opts to push out, but Nick could or should have him in trouble again. Good hit by Mark. Not the best of safeties from Nick. Did have a couple of other options which were better. Mark has to take this bank on, I feel. Gets it. Well played. So bad safety by Nick. Keeps Mark's hopes alive. Reduces it to 7-3. Nick needs a good break here to get himself on the hill. Break and run would be nice, but bad for Mark. Well, it's not dry and he has a shot. Hit those a bit better. Nice solid pop from Nick. Had to play it with a trace of inside English. Could use the 5 to hold if it hits the bottom rail and into the 5. Just like that. No real problems as long as he gets on the 6 ball here. Now he's played this nicely. Looks like he's got himself on the hill. Eight 3 lead over Mark Gray. Yeah, I must say, Nick's definitely played the better in this match. Mark seems to have gone a bit off the boil. But it's never over until someone gets to 9, so if you can dig deep, take your chances. So it's another dry break, I think. Is it dry? Yes. Good shot by Nick. Good shot by Mark. Nice kick shot. Not sure if he's snooping him back, but it's very tight. Yeah, Nick looks like to be going for the kick. And as we say in London, when it rains, it pours. Nick's had a slice of fortune there, but you know, that's part of the game. Don't think he's quite got the snooker, but definitely can't pot the ball. Mark left an open shot now. This could be the match for Nick if he can make this one ball. Nice solid pot. Should be the match here. I think the only tough shot I can see is from 6 to 8, but really it's not that tough. Well, probably the hardest shot of the rack. Just needs to put his extension on his cue and draw this cue ball back. Unless he can reach. Is he playing with topspin? Yeah. He's playing slightly more angle than I thought. Doesn't want to be on the rail and straight. Is okay. He is straight, so can only really go forwards or backwards. Maybe has a slight angle where he can run it through 2 rails. No, he has to draw back. So he needs a good stroke. Plays it with some English to get nicely on the 9 ball. And this looks to be over. Yeah, solid performance by Nick. Well deserved. Mark wasn't at the races. So the first final for Nick in a long time. Should be showing some form, and he will play David Al-Qadi in the final. To be coming up shortly. Nick's just asking what time the final will be. So stay tuned. Grab yourself a cuppa and some biscuits or a sandwich, and come to watch the Euro Tour final in Portugal, Albufeira, to commence shortly. That's it from me now, folks, and I will see you soon. I've got a flight to catch. David will be back for the final.